Hi, I finished listening to the third in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And this one's called Before the Memory Fades, and it's book 3. And it's just one of these books that fills you full of emotion, and you end up sort of sobbing. Well, sometimes you do. It's one of that makes you, it fills you. It really does, fills you with emotion. This time we are in Cafe Donna Donna in Hakodate. The previous 2 books were set in Tokyo in the Funicular Cafe. I think that's the right name. But this time they've moved to Hakodate, and Nagare and Kuzu are running it, while Nagare's mother, Yukari, is in America. So they've moved from Tokyo to look after this cafe. And as with the other 2 books, the rules, the cafe is exactly the same, in the way that you can, by sitting in a specific seat, you can travel back or forward in time to meet someone, but that person has to have been in that cafe. You can't meet somebody random. It has to be somebody who at some point was in that cafe. And the rules are exactly the same. The length of time that you can meet them is the length of time it takes for the coffee to get cold. And you can't change anything. You can't go back and change things. What is in the present will stay in the present. You can't change something by saying something or doing something when you're back in the past. As with the other books, you've got 4 stories. They aren't. The link between them is the cafe, is Nagare and Kazu and the other people in the cafe who watch what's going on, and the stories, the theme is the same, but this I always say there might be a very, very tenuous link between the stories, but the theme, I think the theme in this one is don't put off the things you want to say, because you might not get a chance to say them. I think that is what this is about. It's all to do with grief and loss and death. You've got a daughter who wants to travel back to meet the parents who died and left her. You've got a man wanting to go back to tell his deceased wife about his success. You've got 2 sisters, a sister torn by the grief at losing her other sister. And the final story involves Reichi, who works in the cafe on and off, who is throughout the other stories. He's there, and he sits in the chair in the 4th story. And that one, I found that one really, really sad. Although you've got all these emotions running through, there is sort of humour as well, a sort of a lightness, because you've got 7-year-old Sachi who's got this book, and she keeps asking all the customers questions from the book, and that keeps the tone a little, it lifts the tone occasionally, when you needed lifting. And the book is What If the World Were Ending Tomorrow, 100 Questions. And she asks customers these questions. And although the interactions that she has with the customers are light, the questions she asks, you do stop and wonder. Well, I did. What would my answer have been? How would I answer that question? But yeah, it's the 3rd book in the series, and I think this is a charming little series, and I'm hooked. I think there's 2 more that I've got to read. I think there's a 4. There's definitely 4, and I have a feeling there might be a book 5 as well. But there's grief and there's loss in this one, and death. But as one of the characters says, even though I die, as long as you don't forget me, I'll always be in your heart. So I think as well it's a book about finding a way through grief and continuing to live. I loved her. This is a series that I can't say it's heartwarming, but it really affects your heart. So, before the memory fades. So happy reading. Take care.